we are almost completely in the dark as to what ancient Egypt really represents. The pyramids were constructed as tombs for the pharaohs? Come on guys, no one is buying that one anymore, are you? There are no written records that we know of that says why the Great Pyramids was built, by who or when. So why believe what we have been told? The deeper we get into the dating of the pyramids and the true purpose puts the idea that they were built to house a dead king at that much of a lie that it could have been made up by anyone. It makes for a great movie, but it's just not the case. This is a guess at best and a wild one at that. Why would hundreds of thousands of slaves not just overthrow the Egyptian empire? I mean, it is estimated that there are 2.5 million stones, all weighing over a ton each, in the Great Pyramid. This would mean that 150,000 slaves would need to work around the clock for at least 100 years. This would span at least 3 generations, and this idea does not make any logical sense. It is commonly believed that the pyramid at Giza was constructed within 30 years. This time frame is completely impossible and does not have any logical substance. Now obviously this magnificent structure was built at some point in history, but it was not the Egyptians who built them, nor was it built by slaves. The evidence on show at Giza proves that they have advanced knowledge of cutting and placing of stones, including transportation of the stone on an intellectual level. We can't say for sure how it was done, but it was done in such a way that only a machine could have created such cutting and placing of these blocks. This pyramid stood tall at least 12,000 years ago and was not built 4,500 years BC. They are much older, and it ceased to operate following a world event 12,000 years ago, often referred to as the ancient cataclysm. This put life on Earth into a state of survival, and it took until recently to start the awakening of our consciousness out of a state of suspended reality related to the collective trauma inflicted on all life forms on Earth during the last cataclysm. Is it not just astonishing that we have been deliberately failed on an informative level? What would the reason be behind withholding such information? Religion keeps springing to mind. Do you know what we mean? Anyway guys, we want to make you aware of this video of the mega solid granite box on the Nile that predates even the Great Pyramid. Wait till you hear this. On an island in the Nile of southern Egypt, there is a mega stone box made out of solid granite predating the ancient Egyptians by thousands of years. The box is one whole piece, not made up in parts, and it weighs over 600 tons. It has 2 drilled holes on either side, and it is the only one left still intact from over 100 similar boxes that would have been standing and maybe even interlocked somehow. Again, we find an object that has astonishing levels of precision in the cutting that we fail to understand what type of machine was used to achieve such a complex feature that is almost impossible to achieve today. The strange thing is, many Egyptologists will completely ignore an object like this, maybe because their education and what they are taught does not cover this stunning example of ancient high technology, which by the way is sitting in plain sight. Our understanding of the ancient Earth is very limited, and while a few of us will go on and seek the truth, the rest of humanity will do their best to block us from doing so. All we can do is stick together and grow, guys. Engineers who have visited the site and witnessed with their own eyes the sheer scale of the undertaking are just baffled. Unfortunately, the dynastic Egyptians quarried much of the stone at this site to make smaller pieces, so we are left with very few pieces of the puzzle. One piece leads to another, one question leads to an answer, and eventually we arrive at truth. This can't be denied. It makes you wonder the true purpose of such an undertaking and what it was designed for, does it not? Perhaps we should stop crediting the ancient Egyptians as the builders and start actually looking at the true nature of these structures in the Earth's ancient past, especially in the Egypt region. These bits and pieces are the clues after all. There must be something present somewhere that we can say, right, okay, this changes everything. We should throw the lies to one side and start afresh where only truth is allowed to prevail. We are not just dating these things back a few thousand years here, guys. We are going back tens of thousands of years. we are beginning to make connections on every part of the Earth as a vast global network of ancient technology that predates anything we are told about by at least tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years in some cases. Does that not just completely blow your mind to pieces? At this site, most of the massive stones are just smashed apart, but there are currently archaeological digs planned and underway. We hope to bring you guys a lot more information about this island in Egypt in the future. Small shock waves can make a huge difference, guys, so please share our videos. What do you think of the information we've presented here? Thanks for watching, and remember, the ways by which we arrive at knowledge are hardly less wonderful than the discovery of these things themselves.